Hey guys, Miss Jones here. So I'm talking to you guys about making some lemonade today, all right? We're talking about proportions anyway, so I wanted to share my proportional recipe with you. So I know there's lots of other fancier lemonade recipes out there with honey and ginger and all kind of stuff in there and everything like that. My lemonade mixture has three ingredients: fresh squeezed lemons, okay? Brown sugar, and water. So I make a mixture from the brown sugar and fresh squeezed lemons, which I have here. And I do 2 parts of my mixture to 5 parts of water. And that's how I make my own personal glass of lemonade, all right? So it's going to be 2 parts of my mixture to 5 parts water. So let's get started. And turns out that I forgot a spoon. So I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to get a spoon to stir this up, all right? Be right back.
I did.
Okay, I'm back. And I know my son messed up the recipe. So I'm going to show you guys how we're going to fix this, okay? Our recipe was 2 parts of mixture to 5 parts of water. Now there's 3 parts of mixture in there. It's too sweet. I already have diabetes in my family. We need to fix this. We got to dilute this, and also not dilute it too much because I don't want it to be watery either, all right? So right over here, I outlined the steps, all right? We're going to solve this using proportions. We're going to solve for an unknown proportion. Now we know one proportion. We know the proportion we started off with. So that's actually the very first step here, defining our ratio, all right, or defining our proportion. My proportion that we started off with was defined as mixture to water. Okay? It was just mixture and water that we're keeping it simple, right? Trying not to do all those fancy recipes. Well, my mixture was 2 parts of my mixture to 5 parts water. Now my ratio, however, is 3 parts of mixture, and we don't know how much water is supposed to be in there now. So we're just going to use W to show that we don't really know how much water is supposed to be there, all right? So we've defined our ratio. We've actually already substituted in our values, right? 2 parts of mixture and 5 parts water goes to 3 parts of mixture, and how much water? That's what we need to solve for. So that brings us to the next step, cross multiply. So let's do that right now. We cross multiply our numerator by its opposite denominator, and vice versa over here. So we have 5 times 3, which is 15. And we have 2 times W, which is just 2W, all right? It's very important that we do the same thing to both sides to keep our equation balanced. So great, 15 is equal to twice the amount of W's, or 2 times W, right? So we're going to have to solve for W here. We want to know how much water is supposed to be in this jar now. So we're going to divide, okay? So we cross multiplied, and now we're going to go ahead and divide. Dividing is going to get rid of this 2 right here, because I'm going to divide both sides by 2. You are always going to divide by your coefficient, all right? The value that you're multiplying by your variable, that's your coefficient. We are always going to divide by that coefficient if we're isolating our variable. So 2W divided by 2, that's going to give me 1W. I could write the 1, but I don't really need to. It's understood to be 1W if there's nothing there. And 15 divided by 2 is 7 and a half. So we've defined our ratio. It is mixture to water. So it is 2 parts mixture to 5 parts water. We are solving for, if we have 3 parts mixture, how much water is supposed to be in that glass, right? We substituted in those values. We cross multiplied. 2 times W is 2W. 5 times 3 is 15. We divided to isolate our variable W. 2W divided by 2 is 1W. 15 divided by 2 is 7 and a half. And now we just need to check, because if I add too much water, then I'm going to have to go back and get an even more complicated ratio and figure out if I made it too watery now instead, right? We don't want it to be too watery. We don't want it to be too sweet. So let's check our work before we add anything to that glass over there. So for our check, what we are essentially saying is that 2 parts of this mixture to 5 parts water is equivalent to using 3 parts of this mixture to 7.5 parts of water. Right? I'm going to cross multiply. 5 times 3 is 15, and 7.5 times 2 is 15. I have got an equivalent ratio. All right? These are equal, so I can fix this. All right? There's already 5 parts of water in there, so we just need to add 2.5 cups, and my ratio is going to be complete. My glass of lemonade will be unharmed by my 2-year-old. All right. Okay, now it's time to fix this lemonade, right? All right, so I have an additional 2 cups of water. We need 1, we need 2, and we need 1/2. I wonder if I can squeeze it in there. My glass is pretty full. Let's see. And just a little bit more.
And a little bit more.
My mini assistant hopefully will be helping this time.
It's
All right. There's my 1/2. My mini assistant, can you please throw those away? Thank you.
Nope.
Go ahead, throw them away.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Oh
Oh,
no. It's spilling.
you spilled it. All right, so let's mix this up. Wish I had a straw. It's pretty full. Just like I like it. You want some? Here you go. All right, guys. Lemonade came out great. Thanks for your help. And hopefully we'll see each other soon. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.